It's Christmas Eve, and I'm just sitting in my apartment all alone, of course, as usual. But hey, it's okay. I'm just playing, but I hope y'all are, doing well. I hope y'all are able to spend time with family this holiday season. I hope y'all are able to, spend time with family. Um, if you can't, give them a call. Check up on them. You know, tell them you love them, you miss them. If you're unable to see them like that, you know, it's time of the year to do that. Holidays and everything. Christmas. Christmas. Christmas is kind of interesting. I mean, I do think that corporations, they know that Christmas time is when they're going to see their biggest sales spikes. So, hey, they know this, and so um, they know that right now is the time to have their biggest advertising campaigns, you know, outside of Black Friday, of course. And so, I've been seeing that a lot, all over really. So, but, that's just the way of the world in this capitalistic society. But, it's all good. I want to talk about something with you all. Let's talk about working, of course. It's one of my favorite things to talk about. Working, employment. 6 days a week. Are you willing to work 6 days a week? I don't think I can do that. Now, my current job, I work 5 days a week, and that's good enough for me. I can't do 6 days because I've worked 6 days a week. I did it when I was at the post office, and I just found that in my experience, I just never really had any real time to recover or actually do anything productive. Well, I mean, I did things productive, but let me rephrase. I never really had time to recover. Never had real time to recover, because you'd work your 6 days, then you'd be off that one day. You would, I'd have to do all my, shopping and doing the dishes, doing the laundry, just knocking out all of my errands and stuff. I'd have to do it all in that one day. And it's like, by the time you do that, I hardly had any time to recover. You see, and that's why I I just wouldn't want to work 6 days a week. I could never really do a job again where I'm required to do 6 days a week. I actually had a job offer from a trucking company where it was like an overnight shuttle run, real easy, real simple. 100% drop and hook, no touch freight. If you're in the trucking industry, that's the most optimal type of job. You know, they wanted me to work 6 days a week though, so I had to turn it down. I can't do 6 days a week. That's just, for me, it's just that's too many days. 5 days a week at the most. 5 days a week at the most. I used to work 3 to 4 days at one job, and that was cool too. It's just the days were all between like 12 and 14 hours long, and so that kind of made up for the fact that you know it was 3 to 4 days a week. That was cool too. It's just they didn't pay enough, and the benefits weren't good either. That's the only thing about that job. But that was an easy job too. It was majority out and back, and it was pretty much a local job, but out and back. And if you're in trucking out and back, that's go to the next city over, do what you have to do, drop and hook or whatever, unload or whatever, and then come on back. That's an out and back for those of y'all who aren't in trucking like that. So it was mostly out and back. Had some local work in there, but it was classified as a local job. It was cool though. It was cool. But if that job was 6 days a week, I never would have took the job in the first place. And it's crazy too. A lot of trucking is 6 days a week, and that's something that a lot of people don't realize until they get into the industry. When you're on a 34-hour reset, um, a lot of companies, they they expect you to be rolling right after your 34-hour reset is up. 34-hour reset, that's basically like a day and a half, pretty much. That's basically you get in on a Friday evening, you know, you go home. Like, let's say, okay, you go out Monday morning. Okay, yeah. You go out Monday morning, right? Stay out Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Saturday, you come back. Saturday evening, you come back. So you're at home Saturday evening. You're home all day Sunday. Monday morning, you're heading right on out. Even though you came on Saturday evening, so you really only had one day off. But that's essentially how a 34-hour reset operates. And a lot of trucking companies operate like that. And you don't realize until you're in it, that's basically a 6-day-a-week job. And you, at that point, you don't even want to do the math to figure out that you're working 6 days just to gross $1,000 a week. 6 days to gross $1,000 a week? That's how it is with some of these companies, especially the mega carriers. And so you start to realize 6 days a week is just almost never worth it unless you're doing it on a volunteer basis and you're getting paid extra just for coming in that 6 day. To me, that would be the only way that it's actually like worth it to me. It would have to be like some sort of voluntary deal. A job where you're required to come in 6 days a week, I just can't do. You just don't have that time to really wind down, that time to just relax, you know. I think I would have probably lasted at the post office a little bit longer if the job wasn't 6 days a week. If they would have given me like an exit interview or something like that, I probably would have stated that. That's one thing they need to improve on is change the city carrier assistance to 5 days a week instead of a mandatory 6 days a week. And technically, I don't know if they changed the contract, but when I was there, under the CCA contract, they could literally work us every day if they really wanted to. But the only reason they gave us one day off was due to the fact that they didn't want people like quitting after like 2 or 3 weeks. But to me, it's only right. Like, no one's gonna sign up to work 7 days a week, and they know that. So of course they have to give us like at least one day off, and so they did that. And I think that's why a lot of other people didn't last as long as they would have hoped to at the post office. It's just, I mean, there's other reasons too, but it's just a 6 day a week thing. It just, mm-mm. And, and so, yeah, like, I don't know. There's people like talking outside. I hope the I don't think the microphone's picking up on the. It's just these walls are so thin. Like I say, once my lease is up here, I'm probably gonna move out. And the number one reason is because I live too far from my job. But the number two reason is because the walls are like so thin here. I mean, you can literally hear a pin drop outside of my door with the door closed. That's how bad it is. But the rent is somewhat cheap. It's actually not the cheapest that I could have gotten. I could have got something cheaper, but then I would have been in a really like unsafe area. I live in a fairly decent area. It's not a horrible area. It's not as great as like the suburbs either. It's kind of, yeah. But it's supposed to rain all weekend. I wanted to go outside for a walk. I might just do it though, because when I looked outside right before I made this video, it wasn't really like raining out like that. But the ground was like still wet and everything. So we'll see. But yeah, tell me what y'all think. Have y'all ever worked a job working 6 days a week that required you to work 6 days a week? Because I've done it. I've done it. It wasn't worth it. It just wasn't worth it. Lasted 6 months. Lasted 6 months. October of 2020 to April 2021. Did not last long in that job. And I'm talking about the post office. So. Yeah. Although I'll admit the post office can be good for, like, if you don't have any other option, it can be good because last I checked, they're starting at least city carrier assistance at close to $20 an hour. I think it's like $19 and some change, something like that. Last time I looked, so that's somewhat decent. I know that's not super great, especially in this inflated economy, but that's better than making $14 or $15 an hour at some retail place. So I'd look into it if you don't have a lot of other options. It can actually really be a good career if you stay in it long enough. You can make $32 or $33 an hour, and of course have the excellent benefits. Only thing about that too is it takes over a decade to max out. I think it's like it's like a little over a decade to max out. So yeah, that's that. But yeah, I mean it can be good if you stick it out. They'll eventually be making 30 something dollars an hour. Can't say that about a lot of jobs. A lot of jobs, you know, you don't max out at that pay rate. So yeah, but I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Yes. Anyway, y'all, let me wrap this video up. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. 6 days a week, I just couldn't do it. Can't do it in any job. If you take a job working 6 days a week, you want to really make sure that the money is actually worth it. I just, for me, in my experience, it just wasn't worth it. Like I say, I'd only do it under a voluntary basis, not a job. I wouldn't take a job where you're made to come in. You have to work 6 days a week. That's just, it's not good. And it's not good for business either, because think about it, a job like that, you're going to have a lot of turnover either way, because people are going to go looking for jobs where you only have to work 5 days a week, because let's face it, the less days you have to work, the better. So people are going to take a job that's 5 days a week over a job that's 6 days a week, you know. And so, yeah, that's that really. Um, that's what most people are gonna do. I'm just glad I'm in a job that's 5 days a week. Um, you know, there's people that work 4 days a week and they really enjoy it. I'm sure there's people that work 3 days a week and enjoy it. I don't know. If you work 4 days a week, that's really nice too. Um, Actually, as a matter of fact, we have a 4 day work week coming up with Christmas, then the New Year's, because I actually have to work the day after Christmas. So it's gonna be a 4 day week for me. For some people, it's gonna be a 3 day week because they get the day after Christmas off too. Um, if you have Friday off, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, which is Christmas, and the day after Christmas off, man, you lucky. You have 5 whole days off. And then next week, too, New Year's Day, we're off, but we come back the next day, I believe, too. So that's another 4 day week for us. So yeah. Yeah. But yeah. I'm gonna wrap this video up for real now. Really hope y'all enjoy this video. Like I said, I'm gonna try to make more videos, just more ASMR videos, because I want to relax you all, and then of course bring valuable, thought-provoking content to you all as well. So anyway, hope y'all enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll probably make a video tomorrow too on Christmas Day. We'll see though. But anyway, thanks for watching and have a great Sunday.